Brought to you by IWCRadio.com. It's the internet's most irreverent wrestling podcast. Now, please welcome Beans, Smoot, Chucks, and Will. This is the IWC.
Hello everyone and welcome to IWC Radio. I'm your host Martin Nolan and I'm being joined by Smoot, Chucks and Will. How's it going, guys?
You good?
Perfect,
except that I said different things than what I normally said because I don't know what happened. I actually did have a Goldberg moment.
You said you were going to. You did.
I know, but I jinxed myself completely. I was not actually planning to do that, but I did screw up the start there.
I noticed something sounded a bit different, but I couldn't tell what it was. Like, I think you got all of your shit in, but maybe not in the right order. I don't know.
I think I just forgot to welcome people to the show in some way at the beginning.
Did you say what the show was called?
Yeah, I think so.
You said...
I don't know what I did wrong, but something was definitely off because I reached and I thought, I'm not normally at this point yet. So, yeah.
It's fine, here we are. We're doing it now.
Yeah, we're live, pal.
Do you want to blame the fans?
No. It's all me. So, yes, welcome everyone to this special Friday night edition of IWC Radio. I did forget to tell everyone that we're live on YouTube.com. There we go, that was it. And also we're coming to you on iTunes if you are subscribed to the service. We have a special show tonight where we'll be going through this weekend of wonderful wrestling festivities that are about 30 hours long, I think. But we have an NXT show to talk about. We have a Royal Rumble coming up on Sunday, a Raw, a SmackDown, a 205, NXT, podcasts, and a UK weekly show somewhere. Is that happening yet?
No, not yet.
Not yet, no.
It's impending. More weekly television, but there we go. It's
funny you'd use the term impending. Impending to me, whenever I hear impending, I always think it's going to be followed by doom.
Yeah, actually,
it's only ever impending doom. They're never like impending parties, is it?
No. It does have a negative tone to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I feel it was suitable.
After the main course, there is impending ice cream. No, it's always doom.
No, it does have a bit of a strange sound to it. So yes, how has everyone's week been?
Good. Not bad. Wow. It's energetic. I feel exactly the same. It's been a week. Yeah. I'm so ready for the Rumble now. It happened.
Wow. Smoot, have you got anything more uplifting to share with everyone?
It's a Friday night, and that's all right.
And you're feeling all right.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Can I be traded to another show?
Yes, you can be drafted to 205 Live.
I'm not sure I make the requirement.
You're now put into a new storyline where you are Alicia Fox's boyfriend.
Okay, I can deal with that.
Well, just so you can go.
My wife might not be too happy about it.
Fox. I think that she'd be quite happy about it, just to hear you do that voice on air.
No, she would hate that even more.
Alicia
really?
Fox.
There would be no upside to doing this.
I love how he said it. This week he had the quick promo backstage, and he even said it, but had to say it quicker. But he still managed to get that tone. Yeah. Cedric, mate, Alicia Fox. Just like carried on. It was just strange. Mazza Mayhem has decided to join us in the chat. Hello, thank you for joining us.
That's a new name.
That is a new name. This is good. It's Royal Rumble weekend. New people. We have new entries.
Yeah, surprises.
Yeah, drawing number 1.
Nice.
Days of Mayhem. So yeah, we're going to be going through predictions, and we have NXT San Antonio to be talking about. And we also have Ed in the chat as well, asking about the debut of Trip Bradshaw.
What? Trip Bradshaw?
I'm gonna...
Please tell me that you knew this.
Is that a real name, or is that like a
that's JBL.
e-wrestling character?
No, that was a real name for someone that WWE decided to give someone.
JBL.
And I wonder why, because JBL tripped up getting into the ring last week, and they really love their humor, don't they?
I was thinking it was someone who was like a big fan of the APA and Triple H.
Okay.
Trip Bradshaw just sounds like...
if they were going to do that and they were going to be serious, it'd be called something like John Hunter.
Yeah, he's like Kane Austin, something, yeah.
But yeah, Trip Bradshaw. Trip with 2 P's.
What a rib.
What, double P?
Yeah.
PP?
Gotta make it inconspicuous.
Of course. We need to get to the core of the problem.
The core.
Let's not mention the core again.
I'll find a way. There was always a way to mention the core. The core.
Core. 2 R's. 2 R's, 2 P's.
Ed in the chat also suggested JBL and Triple H mashup would be Triple Shaw.
Triple Shaw.
Oh my god.
Which sounds really lame. Like, as an opponent, can you imagine being facing Triple Shaw? You'd be thinking, wow.
Are you sure about this? I'm Triple Shaw.
Oh, God. Oh. I think you do really well on 205 Live.
I don't. I think they'd need to make a 305 Live for me.
Yeah.
I was going to say I might need a 405, but
there you go.
I might be getting into ridiculous territories here, actually.
Big Show, I think, will probably make 405 at this point.
Yeah.
True. Hey, Big Show looked pretty good this week.
Yeah.
Medium show.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
Why-
shown it.
Like, wine glass show. Because he still looks exactly the same in the shoulders and head, but in his waist just looks like he's shrinking.
Slightly large show.
Yeah. Trimmer show.
Yeah.
Also, Braun Strowman's lost a little bit of weight as well.
Good for him.
I hadn't noticed that.
It was only because someone tweeted a picture where it had the face of when Braun Strowman was in the Wyatt family and Big Show came out sometime last year early on.
Yeah.
And then used the exact same comparison to what they look like on Raw. And they both did look a lot trimmer. They look a lot healthier.
Which probably means he's dropped like 100 pounds or something. Because if Show is smaller, then Strowman should look bigger by comparison. So if he looks even smaller than that, then he's probably like tiny now.
Possibly. You never know.
Maybe. I don't know. Is he still a mountain of a man, or is he more of a foothill of a man?
Grassy knoll.
Grassy knoll?
Wow.
What are you implying?
I don't know, actually. I've just realised that sounded really offensive, but never mind.
Way to make a mountain out of a molehill. Beans.
Boom!
Hey, the molehill of a man. They could do that. I bet they do that one day. When someone brings out the mini as like, you know, the joke, his like mini Strowman.
Hans Mole Man.
They call him the mole man of a man. Yeah.
Ed's also just said Strowman's new Tinder profile, dropping weight for the next date.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Tinder, that was weird.
That was really weird, but good for him.
I guess.
So, what should we do first? Do you want to have a quick chat about NXT before we get into the Rumble, or?
Yeah, do it in order.
So, tomorrow night, San Antonio, Texas, will be hosting NXT TakeOver, and it's one of those shows where there isn't massive matches that stand out to me apart from the main event. obviously the main event is Shinsuke Nakamura defending the NXT title against Bobby Roode. So I will be mithering Smoot again about whether he's smiling when Glorious makes his entrance.
No.
Oh yeah. No, we'll have the same bet if you want about someone playing the violin.
Oh, they might. They might, but they'll probably be that phony playing that they do.
No, they have to do something better because everyone noticed that last time.
Well, I mean, it was hard to not notice it.
I agree, but I don't think they would make the same mistake again, knowing that it was like a big deal that everyone picked up on. They might go back to the one guy playing.
Yeah, probably.
I would think, but I'm thinking he might have like a really massive violin.
Like a double bass instead.
Yeah.
The Big Show of violin playing.
It's like bigger is better.
Yeah,
more quantity. No,
more is more.
Yeah, it's just they're obsessed with quantity. So like they're gonna replace like Bobby Roode's choir, or they'll all turn on him. He'll have the choir doing Glorious again, and then as soon as he's made his entrance, are all gonna whip out a violin and then play Shinsuke out.
I was gonna say it would be the Big Show of violins if it's like the comically large size violin, which at that point becomes a cello.
I was just gonna say, yeah.
You would need a really big violinist as well.
Yeah.
Big Show!
That's what he's been doing for the last year. Been off TV, learning the violin.
He's been learning the violin. Oh, dear. So Ed said in the chat, got to admit this NXT takeover may be the least looked forward to out of all the takeovers. He's also suggested the great Carly to play the cello.
Oh my God.
Mazer Mayhem's mentioned a question there for the Rumble, which we will get to, so thank you for that question. So I suppose really the main event's like the main talking point for NXT. So, you know, where do we see events with Nakamura and Bobby Roode going?
Maybe as a surprise entrance into the Royal Rumble itself. Depending on who wins and loses.
This is the big question because, like, you know, there's a transition period with NXT, and also lots of people are expecting people to obviously, you know, step up to the main roster. So it does kind of have an impact on Sunday because if certain things happen on TakeOver, then you're expecting certain entrants in the Rumble, I suppose.
Yeah.
I'm really behind on NXT. What is happening with Samoa Joe?
He's not been involved at all.
I think he's more likely to be at the Rumble than anyone.
Yeah, really. Because he obviously had the title back at the last takeover, and then he lost it in Osaka. And then Nakamura defended in the cage in Australia, didn't he? And after that, they were talking that was the end of the rivalry. So
I think he's either not the last 4 or 5 weeks taping. He's not been on it at all.
And they've not really done that many tapings anyway, because they showed the Osaka and Australia events in full network as NXT weekly shows. Even though they'd obviously given out results from previous ones, so there was literally just over like the Christmas period where they just filled a bit of time with it, really. So the NXT itself's only had a few weeks really to build up to this one. They did matches to qualify for a fatal 4-way to crown the number 1 contender, and obviously Bobby Roode won that. And DIY got interrupted after they beat the Revival by what are they called? Authors of Pain. Yeah, the guys out of Gears of War.
Jesus.
Honestly, if you look at them, they're built like characters out of Gears of War. If you look at characters out of Gears of War, you look at them and you're thinking, they're not like, that's not how people look. Brothers of Pain.
Occam and Razor.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Razor. I'm trying to think which one's which, but one of them looks like
D'Lo Brown.
One looks like the love child of like D'Lo Brown and Taz.
Yeah.
D'Lo Brown and Taz.
Didn't they win the Dusty Rhodes Classic and they got like no fucking reaction whatsoever?
Yeah.
Because
I believe
they went up against
getting a title shot tomorrow.
Because they
I see it. I see the D'Lo. It's true.
Yeah, because they went up against what was it, Botchamania 120 or whatever.
Yeah,
that other tag team was. I'm only remembering from Takeover to Takeover.
TM61, is it?
Botchamania.
Yeah, one of them is very badly injured now.
Botchamania 61. Yeah, that's what it was.
Really badly injured.
Yeah. They've got really plain names. I think it's Shane. Is it Shane Thorne? Yeah. He's out for like 7-8 months, something like that.
Really? Ouch.
Maybe even more. I don't know. What was it, Smoot? You should know.
What? NXT stuff? No.
So... You're not up to date with the latest NXT news?
God, no.
Yeah. So we've got 5 matches announced for the show. We have Roderick Strong taking on Andrade Almas, Eric Young versus Ty Dillinger. Asuka is defending the NXT Women's Championship in a fatal 4-way against Nikki Cross, Billie Kay, and Peyton Royce. And Team DIY will be taking on the Authors of Pain for the NXT Tag Team Championship, and then obviously we have the NXT Championship match between Nakamura and Brood. So yeah, it's just one of those shows where, to be honest, it's probably going to be a good show, but it's not one that kind of has you chomping at the bit for it, I suppose. The main event does, but the rest of it is just probably going to be solid matches, really. It'd be interesting to see what they do with Asuka, because obviously they're trying to bring Billie Kay, Peyton Royce, and Nikki Cross obviously into the forefront for the women's division. Obviously now that they've lost Bayley, Ember Moon's nowhere to be seen in all this, which surprised me a bit.
Strange.
So yeah, I'm not too sure. I think out of the ones, from what I remember, from what I've seen, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce have really been the ones that have kind of stood out as the ones that they've kind of got behind recently. I don't know if anyone saw the segments where they attacked Asuka.
I did not know.
No, I haven't seen anything since 1 or 2 weeks after the last takeover. Lost this whole loop.
Well, basically, the short of it is they attacked Asuka backstage and poured a drink on top of her after they beat her up.
No.
And she was all beat up. She then came out to the ring later on to try and attack them, and she was getting beat up again. Nikki Cross, who is the crazy lady out of Sanity, jumped into the ring and then took out Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, and then she just turned on Asuka as well. And then, basically, the last I saw of it, Asuka went into William Regal's office demanding that she wanted a match, and he was asking who, and she said that she wanted to face them all. So that's why there's a fatal 4-way. So
this could be a way of beating Asuka without beating Asuka.
It could be, actually. But the thing is are they bringing Asuka up, or are they just looking to take the title off her and keep her down there for a bit? Because if you take Asuka out of this division,
I don't think
really you're really looking at a very green-looking division. You're not got any real standouts apart from Ember Moon, I suppose. But even then, I mean, she's only been around for about 6 months.
Yeah, she's done a lot of indies. She's okay.
Oh no, I mean just on NXT. Sorry.
Yeah. I think the bigger issue is that it's WrestleMania season, and I'm guessing they've got their plans. Charlotte's going to be doing whatever with Sasha and Bayley and Nia, maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's a 4-way there as well. And I'm sure there's enough going on SmackDown that they don't need another call-up. So I'm thinking Asuka's going to be there for at least one more takeover, probably 2. And hey, maybe more than that. Who knows?
Does make you wonder.
But then she can't just keep beating everyone forever. At some point they have to break the streak. And is this the time to do it, or do they? No, you know what? No, it's not. She's gonna win. She's gonna win, and then Ember Moon's gonna beat her for it.
I think I was going to say, if you're thinking logically of who's on the roster, you would say that Ember Moon would be the smart choice to take the title.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could just delay that off until WrestleMania weekend and have her face them.
That'd be a great match. I really want to see that.
Yeah. We also have Eric Young versus Ty Dillinger, so I suspect this might be Ty Dillinger's last match in NXT. Obviously, Rumble rumors are in the air for Ty for number 10, but
if he comes up with that 10 gimmick, he's totally going to be the next Tyler Breeze, I feel.
Yeah, but I think that's where he's at with it. I mean, it's not. It's like, I mean, I don't want to jump forward too much into the Rumble, but I was listening to some other shows and stuff. But I was, people were saying like
traitor.
What?
I said traitor.
You were listening to other shows.
Yeah.
How very dare you?
Other shows. They're on other shows.
Excuse me, chaps. Do you even listen to this show?
No.
Right. Okay.
Listen to it. I'm on it.
Exactly.
Barely.
Wow.
So, someone do a word-by-word analysis of who gets the most airtime on this show.
Why?
Because you said I'm barely on it.
Look, if someone comes up with a report and says that you do more, like, intelligent feedback in this, like I'm feared that they will, then I'm screwed. So I'm just going to leave it at that.
All right, you hold the show together. You do the introductions. You do the segues.
Barely after today.
You're the Michael Cole.
Oh, great, yeah. The one that everyone hates.
Yeah.
The one that says the same thing every week, literally. Apart from this week when he screws it up. There we go. So, yeah, sorry. I was just saying, like, there's a risk of Ty Dillinger. Like, everyone's expecting him to come out at number 10. And if they don't do that, are the crowd going to turn on the match a bit? There's a danger of it, especially depending on who does come out at number 10 if it's not Ty Dillinger.
If it's not Ty Dillinger, it has to be, like, Miz. Or... I don't know. I think it's got to be Miz.
I think what they should do if it is Miz, and I think this was something that someone else suggested as well. Number 10 counts down, and as soon as the buzzer goes, Daniel Bryan's music hits.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And then Miz comes out. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm not being funny. You were probably like risking some possible security risks there. I mean, it would be incredibly awesome, literally. But
I'm not sure WWE would be the one to remember this Royal Rumble if that's the case.
Because that's the tagline.
See what he did there.
I was a bit worried about that laugh there, Chuck, 'cause that was quite sadistic sounding.
No, it's just a, quite little. I get it. It's funny. It's a joke. I get jokes.
Okay. So, Mazer Mayhem says that Nakamura will retain until Mania, and then he'll show up on the Raw after Mania, which, is a fair...
It's not bad call.
Yeah, it's a fair call. I suppose the loss with Rude won't really hurt him, seeing as it's a heel. And he can always just have another match. And Lord knows, after the amount of matches we've had with Joe and Nakamura, they've got plenty of options that they can go with. But is there any chance that Nakamura could be in the Rumble?
I really don't think
so. Yes, I would say so.
50-50 on that one. What do you reckon, Will?
No.
I probably would say no, just because I think if he's going to be in it, he really could do with winning it, and I don't think he will.
they like to keep their champions and like a main event program separate. Maybe one guy can get called up and hang around to do one last takeover loop. But if
maybe.
Samoa Joe's getting called up, and it kind of looks like he is, and maybe Ty Dillinger, then you don't need a third call up.
Maybe.
And you don't want to call someone up and then leave Bobby Roode with nothing.
Maybe Samoa Joe loses the title. Or maybe, Nakamura loses the title.
But then he's due a rematch.
Yeah.
You don't just leave it at one.
I think in this situation, you'd leave it at one.
No, you don't leave it at one.
Maybe, okay.
Or maybe in
WWE he can get called up now and then still work NXT till WrestleMania and then leave.
Or the
I don't
Rumble.
know, I just think they're going to leave it.
Or the Rumble could just be a one-off for the time being.
Like Rusev did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Ed's also just said in the chat, don't forget Kevin Owens was still NXT champion when he started moving into the main roster.
Also true.
Exactly. Yeah, and I think Sami Zayn was there for a little while.
Yeah. And also, WWE logic, the NXT champion could enter the Royal Rumble. Just like the Universal champion might do.
Could, but I don't see it. I think they want to make these call-ups special, and they'll leave this one.
Ed said I had no idea what was happening in the NXT Women's title picture, but it looked like it should be one-on-one with Asuka and Nikki Cross. With Nikki Cross, I've not really seen much on her, so I can't really say that much. But I mean, she looked quite impressive when she was doing the beatdown on Asuka, and she looked a credible threat to her. So you never know. Like I say, we've still got the Ember Moon situation, so there might be legs in it to be spread out over the next few months, really. But yeah, I don't know. Ed's just asked a quick question, saying, "Do you guys believe your WWE is going back to Philly for another Rumble after Philly shit on the 2015 Rumble?" Yes, I do, and I probably think Roman Reigns will win it again.
I don't blame Philly for that one. That would have happened the same way or very similar anywhere.
Yeah, definitely.
Mazer Mayhem in the chat has also said there's also Kyle O'Reilly signing rumours, so we're not leaving Bobby with nothing. And also Chris Hero, who is due back in NXT. I think he's got a couple of indie shows, has he, this weekend? And then he's actually supposed to be with NXT properly then. So you never know. I mean, like you said, with the Rumble as well, I mean, you can literally pluck someone out, put them in the Rumble, give them a spot, they'll get shut out, and then you might not see them for another 6-7 months after that. So
I just don't think they're going to do that with too many people. 2 maybe, but 3 is really pushing it.
I mean, I'm not being funny. They could do it with Ty Dillinger, and he could still stay in NXT. I know that probably isn't going to be the case, but they could do it just for the pop of the number 10 thing.
Yeah, it's true.
So, yeah, there's a few different things there. Ed's also said that he's entering the Rumble in 2018 as JBL's Dragon. Do you not want to call yourself Trips Dragon? And if you do, go for Roman Reigns straight away.
Is that a joke about Ultimo Dragon slipping at WrestleMania 20?
Slip Dragon.
He tripped over in his entrance. Yeah, slip Dragon.
Ultimo Slip. Mazer Mayhem said, I was at the 2015 Rumble. I booed my lungs out when Roman won. It's your fault, Mazer. Your fault.
Do we have a list, I'm guessing that's somewhere, of official entrants into the Rumble? How many spaces are left?
I do, but I don't know. Are we done with NXT? Are we going to start prediction?
Yeah, I mean, we can quickly run through I know that we don't count it for points, but yeah, Roderick Strong versus Andrade Almas, who has now taken on a new heel persona. Any particular predictions, guys?
I'll go for Strong.
God, that's a difficult one. Because Almas has turned, like you say, so maybe he needs something. And now it looks like Austin Aries may be jumping straight into 205 when he heals up.
Yeah.
So they're not going to do that tag team. So Strong kind of needs something too.
Great play on words there.
What was the one? Did I just?
You said heels up.
Oh, heels up. Yeah. Huh. Okay, I'll take that. I totally meant it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we can tell. Amazing.
Almas, why not?
I'm going to say that Strong wins it, but I think because Almas is the heel.